Let's talk about how you're going to get connected to the internet using Wi-Fi. So what you do is you go over to Settings, and then you go down to System, and then it says Wi-Fi Setup. And Wi-Fi is on here. At home, it's probably gonna be looking for one. So if it's not already looking for one, maybe click Wi-Fi Networks and perhaps even scan for Wi-Fi. Right now it's connected to my one at home and it works great. Let's talk about this APH app, American Printing House for the Blind. This is where all your apps are, and you can add to this, but these are the ones that I put on because I felt like they'd be a good start. And you just scroll. Those are some book readers. But basically you've got YouTube, Google, Gmail, Google Docs, Google Chrome, and then those are the book readers. If you wanted to add to them, you click on the settings and you can choose applications. And they're all kind of like in here, and you just add a check mark. There's Excel, there's different things. Google Play Store, PowerPoint. All you do is you just add, say you wanted to add the sound recorder, you just like, tap there. So it's really great. APH Toolbox, that's where all your apps are. Let's check out this magnifier. So I adjusted the stand a little bit on the Android system, so you can put a paper underneath and do whatever you need to do. You can actually write under here too, so pretty cool. So let's click on the magnifier and check it out. All right, so this is my ballot for the election. Let's just hit this plus button to increase magnification. Very nice. Goes real big. And then really, you just move it with your hand. So there's not much to it. Another really cool part of it is if you just swipe up kind of on the right side, you can change the color contrast. So this is still black. It's basically a black and white versus color when you do it this way. And then if you do it again, there's the reverse video negative, which a lot of visually impaired people feel is easier to read. So that's worth checking out. And then if you swipe up again, let me try that again. Back to kind of color. So let's take a look and see. Let's do it again. All right, here we go. So there's like the little sticker. And that's just like the normal color. If we do it again, let's see what happens. All right, so it's the black and white positive, which, is pretty clear that way too. There's a negative, which is real nice. And back to normal, which is full color, which is also quite good. The little light bulb is just the actual light, so you probably want that on most of the time. And there's some other options, but that's kind of like the basics of the magnifier. I really like this large print calculator. Let's take a look at it. So, I mean, that looks great to me. Let's see what kind of options are in there. Mode, standard. I mean, there's probably different things on here. Oh, you can do scientific or graphing calculator. It's very nice. Anything else worth checking out? And you can change the color of the grids. Really like this calculator, so it's worth exploring. Another thing is Bookshare. So this is where you're going to be going into all your digital books, and if you want to search some books, you're going to have your Bookshare username and password ready to go, and then you should be able to get a lot of different books, maybe even some textbooks. So we can work on that. This giant desktop is called Prodigy. It's the operating system from Humanware, but if you want to get out of there and just go to a classic Android desktop, it's a 4-finger hold anywhere. And there we are. That shows you all the different apps, and there's also the settings that you can do some different things with accessibility. I have them activated. So let's try to activate the zoom using a triple tap with 1 finger. All right, so you see it gets a little bit bigger, but you want to make it bigger than that, it's a pinch away. Pinching away to make it bigger, and then pinch towards for decreasing magnification. Now, once you find a size that you want to actually navigate and swipe around, you can't use 1 finger anymore, you have to use 2. That's how it works. So that's pretty much it. You can just select whichever app you want with 1 finger. That's like pretty much the same. To get out of there, there's a small circle on the bottom. Just tap that, and then you're back to Prodigy. Really great way to take some notes or even create a document is to go right into the Notes app. All right, this is empty, so let's add a new one, the plus, create a new note. All right, hit the pencil again until you see the T for text, and then you can change the size of the font. You can change it to large, very large, whatever you need. And tap on the screen, hold. Now the on-screen keyboard comes up, or use your Bluetooth keyboard for this. Send button. All right, so let's just say that we had done more writing and you're finished with your notes or your document. Click on this arrow on the bottom. Go back. And at this point, I like to create a better name other than new note. So hold on to it and then hit rename. Let's change it to testing. And then there's like this little check mark. Okay, so it's renamed, very good. Now what are we gonna do with this finished document? Hold on to it again. So you have a couple options. You can share it, and share it as a PDF. You can share it to your Gmail, save it to your Google Drive, add it to a Dropbox, and it'll send it. Or, let's go back, you can export it. Let's export it as a PDF. So you can actually export it to the internal storage of the Android. And a good way to do that would be I think the best way to do it would be to save it to the Documents folder of the internal storage. And it looks like I saved some other ones in there earlier, some test documents. And let's hit this and see what happens. All right, you exported it to the documents on the internal drive. let's get out of here and see if we could find it. So what you do is you go to your APH apps toolbox. And what happens is it gets saved in this Explorer folder. And there it is. I have some other ones in here, and this one is testing. And then it gives you an option of which way you want to open it. We're just going to open it with Prodigy, PDF viewer. And looks like it's right here. Another thing I really like about this is the help menu. It's the icon all the way to the right, question mark. And this help menu is cool because it goes right to YouTube tutorials, which are the things that I was watching when I got this device. And I like to click on the Mac Connect YouTube tutorials because there's a playlist of 27 videos. Some of them are more helpful than others, but you should just start with number one and it's helpful. The things that I would skip for now are anything that has to do with distance magnification, because I'm not including the distance camera for now. When you're in class, we can connect the distance camera and go over all that stuff. But go through those Mac Connect tutorials. There's another thing, and you can get out of here by clicking this box down there. You can also go to webinars, which are, to me, not as useful because it's just like almost too much information, but there's so many, and there's 24 webinars about the Mac Connect, and maybe you'll find one that, you know, you can sit down with for an hour and you'll learn something about it, but we can go over all this stuff.